All right, I got the water tank in, I got the plumbing all done, and I can go give Christmas present to Shane. Christmas came early. He wanted to go camping. I'm gonna get him to go camping. So let's go give him the surprise that I am done, and I can send him off to test out the water system in the real world. Shane.
What? Guess what?
Guess what? It is snowing outside right now, and I want to show you something.
Okay.
Oh no.
What are you going to show me?
Well, it's snowing, which is perfect for you to go out and test the water tank in the UEV-19 and the heating system to see if you can survive.
Okay, let's go check it out.
Previously on Mod Squad.
Michael, I want to go to Peter Sink's. I want to go camping with the new UEV-19 that we have. It's one of the coldest places in America.
We've definitely had some struggles of finding a way to keep it heated behind the shower. A little chilly in here. Oh, that's real warm. 13
degrees behind the shower.
Yeah, it got colder than it was outside.
Oh, that's bad. That's not good. Getting this down to 0 degrees is going to be extremely hard. What's the plan?
We got the trailer all reducted, put air to the places that we were worried about, and I'm gonna go and check all of those temps right now. There it is. Wow.
What's the shower?
That's the bad news. I'll tell you the high temp first. So it got up to 114 degrees. Super hot.
Because you're blowing heat down
Yeah.
there and it's holding it in. 114 degrees, and what was the cold temp?
83.
Are you serious?
Isn't that amazing? All right, guys, the tank is here. Alan is delivered. Super quick. We're gonna go out and take a look at it, see how it's gonna fit. If it does fit, it should. Yeah. Oh, looks nice, Alan. 60 gallons right here. Is it gonna fit through the door? Next thing to do is to plumb it all in. So that'll be a fun project we'll get into here in a minute. So, woo! Sweet. Fits.
Good work.
First try. I got the tank in and it's all plumbed. And here's the keys to get it going. Take it for a spin.
The keys to take it for a spin. This is a locking water tank, right?
Yes, the extra locking water tank. I'm gonna turn on the water.
Okay.
You open her up.
What's this?
Should be coming out.
Unless it's frozen.
Hey, it's cold outside.
It is.
Wait, oh, there it is.
Does this leak? Is everything tight?
Well, this is the first test.
This is the first water test?
Yeah, I figured we'd document it.
Okay. We should go inside and check it out. Make sure everything's flowing.
Inside, outside. Let me show you what I did.
Okay. I have not seen this water tank. I'm excited, actually.
It is
So, Alan.
huge.
Holy moly. How many gallons?
60.
60.
We got 60.
So, we have 120 gallons in this trailer. Summer gallons.
Yep.
Winter,
60.
and it's right here underneath.
Right next to the heater.
It looks like it perfectly fits. It's like perfect.
We made it to fit exactly right there.
So, kind of update me a little bit. We know all the heat ducts running everywhere are keeping everything warm now.
Exactly, yeah. So we have a main heat duct here, and then we have a heat duct under the fridge, one in the bathroom, and then one that runs along the water lines underneath the bathroom sink into behind the shower.
The whole trailer is now getting warm. Now we have a water tank in, and we're ready. We're ready to go do the very first test. So me and the camera guy, we're gonna go out and test it. This is gonna be its maiden voyage with full pressurized water. We'll fill this up, we'll pressurize everything, and then we'll take it off grid. But most importantly, we're gonna get to not 0 degrees.
Well, after this test, then we'll go, and if everything goes well, we'll go all the way.
Go all the way up to Peter Sink's and see if we can get to
zero or a little low. The one last thing I just want to show you how to select to use this tank.
Okay.
Made it really easy. Right under here. Right here we've tapped in right before the pump.
Okay.
So all I do is if I turn it this way, it uses the summer tanks. I turn it this way, And it uses the winter tank.
That valve, you just turn it.
That's it.
3 hours later.
What's up, everyone? Wanted to give you a quick update. I have the Conqueror and I actually have it hooked up to a Ford F-150. It's Wednesday right now, Wednesday night. I'm at my house. I'm getting packed up, getting ready to head out. Down in the valley, we're sitting in the 20s right now, so it's not cold enough, and I don't want to go to the 0 degrees yet because I'm just scared that it might fail. But up in Heber, not too far away from us, it's supposed to get well into the teens, maybe even the single digits tonight or tomorrow night. So I said, hey, if you get me hooked up, I can go up there and try to test it out, and we can give it a maiden voyage with water and everything in it. That would be cool, and if it works, that's great. If we find a weak point, let's find it close by town, not go all the way to Peter Sinks. Peter Sinks is a couple hours from here. If we get to 0 degrees, it's up to kind of out in the middle of nowhere, no cell service or anything, so I don't want to like have an explosion up there. So we're gonna go up to Heber. It's closer, there's more people around, and if anything breaks, I can get back down to the facility really fast. But come check out the inside. Here we are inside. The heat is going, and it is nice and warm in here, and check it out. Like I said, it's below freezing outside right now. We got hot and cold water running in the lines. So super excited about that. Oh, it's nice and warm in here. It's not freezing like it used to be. It's because of this nice little heat duct right there. Check it out. We got water. There we go. Water is running. And coming out the Truma. Gonna see if it's nice and hot. Ooh, yeah, nice and toasty. Not only do we got water, we got hot water, so we can shower. We're gonna take it out for its maiden voyage. It's gonna be fun. See you guys soon. Let's see how this goes. I really hope we don't freeze.
The next day.
Okay, let's get you up to speed. I didn't end up headed out of the valley down where home is until this morning. So I actually thought, you know, it would be good to test the winter insulation down there because it got to 25 degrees was the low. So we've seen about that 20 or so degrees as the low, but that was while I was parked at ROA, and there was no water in the lines, right? So that was empty, and we were just checking with the thermostat. So yesterday I decided I'm gonna just stay at home and watch the temperatures drop, because now it's full of water, all pressurized. Let's see if it freezes during the night. So I wanted to try that before coming up to Heber, because today we're actually getting to pretty low temperatures. The forecast says 14 degrees. If we come down here and grab the outside temperature, 24 degrees. So that's the minimum right now, and that's the current temperature outside. The maximum that's seen in the last little bit is 26. So I just want to like kind of tell you a little bit what the first night looked like, because it was yesterday in the valley, it was around 30 degrees as a high and 25 as a low. So it was pretty much freezing the entire time after we put water into the tanks. I want to tell you what the temperature readings were from home, but before I do, I just want to point something out. We are actually at a campground, an RV park, because we didn't know how many days we were going to be. We didn't know if the sun was going to be out, and so we didn't know if the solar was going to keep up. So I wanted to be somewhere where we could plug in if we needed to. Right now we're not plugged in, we're off grid at a campground though. But like, look at this trailer over here. There's a travel trailer over here. And can you see how there's literally foam board insulation cut up and wrapping around this trailer? It's really important to understand that trailers, campers, RVs are not designed to go in frigid temperatures. Look at this one over here. This one's hilarious. These are people, it looks like these people are living in their trailers. They've literally taped a tarp around the slide out. That's crazy, right? I mean, these trailers, these two ones that we've seen, those are pretty inexpensive trailers, but come check this out really quick. Because those are probably like $30,000 trailers that you're seeing with tape around them. But this over here, this is a Montana. That trailer, that's a 60 to 80, maybe $90,000 trailer, brand new, right? And look how it has all of that stuff around it. That's called skirting, right? So people, they put skirting, and that prevents the freezing. You come over here, look at this. So see that motorhome? It looks like he's just done like the foam board insulation all the way around it just to keep it from freezing. If you actually are trying to go in below 32 degrees, that's what people do, like realistically, when they're living in trailers. This one over here though, look at this. This is actually kind of interesting. That's an Arctic fox. Those are supposedly designed for cold weather, hence the Arctic fox. For whatever reason, this owner has done skirting to prevent the cold. But once again, the water lines are down under the floor and you get cold air flying under there, things are gonna freeze, right? So if we can get this trailer to 0 degrees, look, this is the Conqueror. If we can get a trailer that's designed from South Africa originally, right? This is not made for our climates. If we can get this to 0 degrees with no skirting and nothing freeze, that's going to be a huge feat. Like, I just don't know if people understand what we're trying to achieve here. It is like, to get it just into single digits and not freeze, that's pretty incredible. I want to show you inside and kind of give you an update of what happened last night though. Okay, so last night, like I mentioned, I left it outside of my house. It got to 25 degrees in the night with the water system full, right? In the morning, I got up. If you recall, Michael and I were talking about this area of the trailer. We were thinking this was gonna be a weak part. And he said the water lines ran from underneath the shower over to the sink over here. And he actually saw a hole where some of the plumbing was and it wasn't sealed all the way through. And so I didn't seal it. I actually dropped a thermostat because before he lost a thermostat in here. So I took the one out of the actual shower area, but this area where Michael said there was water lines and he saw an open area, I pulled it out, and right now you can see it's actually 39, 37 minimum. The maximum was 50. This is during the day. So last night I reset it and I threw it in there. And in the middle of the night, at one point, it got to 34 degrees. Now remember that it was 25 degrees outside and it got 34 degrees right here, but there's an open hole. So there's still heat radiating into this area that's giving it enough temperature to not get it to 25 degrees. If you recall, behind the shower, there was no heat there and it got to 13 degrees when it was 25 degrees outside. So it was 25 degrees outside last night and it only got to 34, but that's still concerning to me. So we actually sealed, I went and got some foam insulation and I filled in those holes, those little cracks where there was air. And so I'm gonna reset this tonight and I'm gonna drop it back down into this little area. But now with those cracks sealed, and we're gonna close this up. And tonight it's supposed to get to 14 degrees. So this is the coldest test that this trailer is going to see with water in it. And this is the area, this is the big concerning area. There's two places that it could be getting heat from. One of it is it's blowing just extra heat from the shower area. It's just blowing heat into that area. That 130 degrees is working its way over here. The other spot it could be is right here. So this heat duct right under here, that's a heat duct. And you saw Michael how he elbowed it and turned it this way. And what's kind of cool is under here, so this is actually the positive air pressure system is on the outside of the trailer. So that air filter, it sucks in air and blows it through here, and that's where the air pressure system works to send air into the cabin. So we got into this area and we sealed those holes, which is great, but this heat duct is right over here, so it's probably blowing hot air and going into here and giving some heat into that area, which is great because this is probably the biggest weak point. We're gonna see how this area works tonight at 14 degrees. The other plan that we have is outside. Let me show you what we're gonna do. Okay, so this is the positive air pressure system that I was kind of talking about on the inside. This is the outside of it. So when you turn this fan on, there's a fan and there's actually a vent under here that sucks the air in and blows it into the trailer. So obviously cold air is coming into this area. It's like an open vent essentially, which is just unacceptable for cold weather and what we're trying to accomplish here. So what we're probably gonna end up doing is, we've done this with some other trailers that had vents that, you know, you want a vent there at certain times. If you're transit and moving around, you might not need that vent. So we're actually probably gonna put a cover that will mount over this for winter use, and it will button on here. And we've done this on other trailers and it works out really well. Just get a thick insulated pad and put it over this, and just to prevent some of the air from intruding inside. And this would be for winter usage. And I think that will prevent a lot of that cold air coming in there. Remember, it's completely open and it got to 34 degrees when it was 25 degrees outside. You would have thought this area would have got to 25 degrees. So we're gonna end up creating something to cover this out. And what this system is for is to prevent dust from entering your trailer when you're driving off-road. but in the winter you're not going to be dealing with dust. So it makes more sense to just completely get rid of this and close that off. And then during the summer, if you hit a dusty road, you obviously could take that cover off and turn it on, and that would work. It would be very beneficial during the summer on a dusty road. But that's kind of where we're at right now. I'm excited. I'm a little nervous. The outside shower, it didn't freeze. Nothing froze. This morning when I woke up at my house, I went out and turned everything on. Nothing was broken, nothing was frozen. So we can confidently tell people, you can take what we've done here already, and this is super kind of raw, it's not even done, it's like really in the works, but what we've done so far can comfortably get you to 25 degrees and not freeze. That's pretty cool, that's pretty exciting. But tonight we're gonna find out what 14 degrees is gonna look like, and then hopefully in the next couple of weeks, as we dial this stuff in, we're gonna be able to head out to Peter Sinks, because I checked the forecast this week. It wasn't super cold. It's gotten to negative 68 degrees there. It was only around 0 to negative 4 degrees for the rest of this week. So it is cold, and we're gonna try to get out there and get to 0 degrees for sure. So stay tuned, super excited and kind of nervous for tonight. We're gonna be sleeping in here tonight and see how it feels overall. Take a shower too, woohoo.
Coming up on next episode of Mod Squad.
Unfortunately, something failed. We have a water leak. You see all this water has poured out. As you can see, the low temp, 30 degrees. Michael, what's up? How you doing? Unfortunately, I do have bad news. Can you see that?
Oh. Yeah.
We had a water line burst. So the thermometer that I dropped back down into this area, it got to 30 degrees, which
Yes, I got below freezing.
yeah, it got below freezing, and you can't not freeze if you're below freezing, right? I don't know what you're gonna do, homie, but we got to figure out how to get more heat back there. We'll see you at the shop in a little bit.
So we dived into the trailer behind the shower to find what was going on, and there was a fitting came loose, and that's where the water came from. So we actually didn't have a failure in like a line popping or breaking it. So we put new fittings on it, tightened it up, pressure tested it, good to go. I just 3D printed a reducer that I designed and stuck inside the duct.
Okay.
And so that's reducing heat coming into the bathroom and behind the shower.
Okay.
So we can get more heat to come out of here.
Because we want it to hit this duct.
Over here, because back behind this area.
That got to 30 degrees. That's the weakest
Yes.
point so far that we know of. And also you're covering up the positive.
Yeah, so the positive air intake, there's a strip with a whole bunch of inlets.
Holes. Yeah.
So I went and 3D printed a little cover just to cover up those bottom vents.
Yes.
And eventually we'll probably add it to cover it more and insulate it as well.
I know you going to Heber, right?
Yeah.
I actually want to go to Peter Sinks now.
Wait, what?
It's supposed to get down to -1 degrees. Wednesday, it's supposed to get to -2 degrees. Ooh. Thursday, -11 degrees.
Oh my goodness.
Well, wish me luck.
Good luck.